Hey guys, John V here from Bone Arena. Right now taking a hands-on look at the just announced LG G2. It's coming here to the US and also abroad. No word yet on an exact time frame or pricing, but hopefully soon, and of course at a competitive price point. So looking at the handset, the thing that really catches your attention, well my attention right from the start, is just that massive 5.2-inch Full HD IPS display. It's packing along 1080p resolution, so 1920 by 1080p, so you know it's not messing around in terms of the details department. But the more important part about it is just the bezels, how much they managed to trim on the sides, left and right, which is pretty amazing because now instead of a handset that looks like it's larger than that would assume to be larger than the Galaxy Note 2, it's actually significantly smaller, almost the same size as an HTC One, which has a smaller display. Now that's just because you look closely on the sides, they did manage to really reduce those bezels, which is amazing. They like to use the term edge to edge, but of course, not necessarily edge to edge, just because there's still a gap right there, but hey, that's pretty impressive. So when you hold the handset, it's really nice and comfortable just because it's not that wide compared to other things out there. And it really gives the other devices a good run for their money in terms of just the comfort and feel, mainly because of its compact size. Aside from that, typical LG construction, you have a glossy frame, and it is does attract a lot of fingerprints and smudges. Even the white one here does a better job of masking them, but if you get the black one, you're sure to see it get messy very quickly. But with the plastic construction, you're going to get a lightweight handset, and it feels like nothing in the hand. But then again, you know, it doesn't seem to have the most sturdy of structure. You know, of course, metal or glass would be preferred. But then again, it just adds to the overall weight of the device. So very pleasing. You have some rounded corners. It helps to give it a really natural feel in the hand. If we take a look around the handset, so the display 5.2-inch Full HD IPS display. So it is 1080p resolution, great viewing angles, nice sharp details, colors on the natural side, which would you expect out of IPS LCD displays. And its brightness output is mentioned to be around 450 nits, so that's pretty neat. It looks pretty bright, but when I compare it to some other devices, let's say like the iPhone 5, even the Moto X, it doesn't seem as bright for some odd reason, and it's already set to its highest brightness setting. Taking a look around the sides of the phone, they're pretty much clean. You have just your nano SIM slot right there on the left edge. At the bottom here, you have your micro USB port for charging data connectivity, along with the notches right there for the microphone and also speakers. 3.5mm headset jack is housed there. The right side is completely clean, nothing up there. And on the top edge, you just have what's like your IR blaster for its universal remote feature. You can program other remotes to this. Let's say your car garage. You could actually program that into this, and even your TVs. You have your noise cancellation microphone. And in the back, that's where we notice a big change here from what we're used to. So you have a 13-megapixel autofocus camera. It features optical image stabilization, so it helps keep those images nice and clear, even if you're moving your hands. So you're not going to get that much blurring. An LED flash. It features a sapphire crystal lens, which has an anti-fingerprint coating on it, so it's not going to show up. And here's the biggest change here: the power button. Instead of it being on the sides where you normally find it, or at the top, they made it so it's on the back. So when you're holding the device, your index finger seems like it's going to go over that. So it's a different placement, but hey, it works actually. You just have the physical power button in the middle right there, so you could use it to turn off, turn on the device, of course. You have the volume up, volume down buttons. Now what's interesting is that if you hold down the power up button at any time, even when the phone is off, you'll instantly launch LG's quick memo application, so you can jot down notes. Conversely, the volume down button there, if you hold it down for 3 seconds, it's going to instantly launch the camera application, and then from there you can snap your photos. So you could actually press it again to actually take the shot if you want to. So that's that. So that's the design of the handset. Of course, just the compact feel is really impressive with that large display on board. And as far as the hardware, the rest of the hardware, it features a 3,000 milliamp hour stacked battery. They pretty much they really make good use of the real estate inside the phone with that stacked battery. You're going to get a 2.26 quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor with 2 GB of RAM. and has 4G LTE, and of course its own custom interface running on top of Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean. You can tell the performance with that new system on chip, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 CPU. It is just snappy like no other. Just like last time, the original Optimus G, we found that to be a really snappy handset, but this is just on the same level. You can see how it's able to track my finger, just navigating across different home screens. Let's see if we could change the wallpaper here. It's something a little bit more graphically intensive. Let's say, for example, feather. Let's hit apply. So now you have that live wallpaper in the background, and you could see it is just still flying. So it doesn't look like there are any hitches to the performance. Aside from that, it's just the custom UI that's different. They don't want to call it the Optimus UI anymore. They haven't clarified exactly what they're going to brand it as, but it's just their new user experience. And for the most part, you have all the typical associations with Android. A lot of personalization with the home screen, the widgets. If you look at the notifications panel, you have all your connectivity features on board there. So you have things like your brightness settings, your airplane mode, all that stuff's on board. The app panels, typical Android. Your icon grid layout, nothing different. Some of the cool features is that it features something called guest mode. So it supports two users, an admin and of course a guest mode. So basically, let's say if you have kids at home and they're going to use your handset, instead of gaining access to your account, your handset, you could actually launch guest mode, which restricts certain applications and functions on the phone, so they don't go ahead and buy like apps without your consent, of course. Another cool feature is the slide assist. Now that's pretty neat and specific to this new handset. Basically, what you do with that slide assist, it's a better way for them to multitask actually. So if you swipe to the left, you basically save these applications. So let's say I'm going to be running the Messenger right there. I want to also run the video editor. Actually, let's not do the video editor because it's going to landscape. Let's select another application here. For example, YouTube. Then select YouTube. Okay, let's just save that. And the last one here, I'm going to just choose. It's going to be, let's say, like something different here. Let's go with the Google Maps. So there we go. So basically with slide assist, if you use 3 fingers, you slide across, you're going to gain access to the function. And now in order to get access to them very quickly, while you're doing anything, you can just swipe to the right and you're going to get those applications on board. So you can just quickly jump right in between them. So it's great for multitasking. You know, Samsung has a different approach with its multi-windows feature, but there's just a different way of actually doing that. So you have access to all those applications if you want. So that's pretty much wraps up the quick hands-on look at the LG G2, guys. Again, it's going to be coming out shortly here in the US, nowhere in pricing, but hopefully soon. So if you want to learn more about this handset, guys, check out our website, phonearena.com. This is John B. Thanks for watching.